The Titanic took nearly 1,200 days to build, yet it sank in just 2 hours. Why did this happen? April 10th, 1912 was the day when the world's largest and most expensive ship, the Titanic, was fully ready for its maiden voyage. The Atlantic Ocean was unusually calm that day, and there was no sign of any storm. Around 1,500 passengers had already boarded the ship, while thousands of people stood at the port to witness the beginning of Titanic's historic journey. Neither the passengers, nor the people bidding farewell, nor even the crew of the Titanic knew that during its construction, 6 critical mistakes had been made. Mistakes that would soon turn this magnificent ship into one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. Welcome back once again. Today you will learn about the 6 major mistakes of the Titanic. Mistakes that, if avoided, might have made Titanic famous for its success instead of its tragic crash. These mistakes were overlooked even by Captain Edward Smith, who had more than 40 years of experience. Not only that, the operating company White Star Line, which had experience running 107 ships, also failed to notice them. Even the manufacturer, Harland and Wolff, which had built over 500 ships before Titanic, did not see these flaws. Construction of the Titanic began in 1907. After nearly 3 years and the hard work of 2,000 workers, the ship was finally completed. Although the ship was fully ready, its testing phase was still limited. The builders' confidence increased even more when Titanic successfully passed its first test run. Soon, newspapers around the world started marketing it, with headlines calling it the unsinkable ship. Titanic's first voyage was scheduled from England to New York on April 10th, 1912. The ticket price was $30 for economy class and $150 for first class, which equals nearly 340,000 rupees today. Due to massive marketing, all tickets were booked almost instantly. Finally, the day arrived. At exactly 12 p.m., Titanic began its maiden voyage, and at the same time, its mistakes started to reveal themselves. Mistake number 1, excessive speed. Captain Smith had been instructed by the ship's owners to reach New York by April 17th, giving him only 7 days. Because of this pressure, the ship's speed was kept extremely high from the very beginning. Every machine, vehicle, or ship has operating procedures, and speed limits are a critical part of them. Titanic violated this rule right at the start of its journey. Soon the ship had left Southampton far behind, with nothing visible but the endless blue ocean. Mistake number 2, ignoring iceberg warnings. After 3 days at sea, Titanic had made brief stops in France and Ireland and had been sailing non-stop toward New York for 72 hours. It was the evening of April 14th, 1912. The ocean was unusually calm, and dense fog reduced visibility significantly. Another ship, sailing just a few hours ahead of Titanic, sent multiple wireless warnings about floating icebergs. Experts believe that at least 6 warnings were sent, but due to the negligence of wireless operators, these critical messages were ignored. The crew considered these warnings routine. However, this became Titanic's second major mistake. Most of the crew was busy serving first-class passengers on this luxury ship. Had these warnings been taken seriously, history might have been very different. Mistake number 3, no binoculars for lookouts. Titanic was moving at high speed and had already missed crucial iceberg warnings. Still, disaster could have been avoided because lookouts were alert. But they lacked one essential tool: binoculars. Yes, the lookouts were watching carefully, but without binoculars, they could not spot the iceberg from a safe distance. This was Titanic's third mistake. Mistake number 4, weak rivets. When the iceberg was finally spotted, it was already too close. Captain Smith ordered the engines to stop and tried to steer away. Despite all efforts, the ship collided with the iceberg. Experts believe that the rivets holding Titanic's steel plates together were made of cast iron instead of steel. Cast iron is weaker, and under extreme pressure, the rivets broke apart, allowing water to rush inside. Mistake number 5. Design flaws. Titanic was designed to stay afloat, even if 3 compartments flooded. Unfortunately, water crossed into the 4th compartment, sealing the ship's fate. Titanic began sinking slowly but steadily. Mistake number 6. Not enough lifeboats. The priority shifted to saving lives. Captain Smith ordered emergency signals and evacuation into lifeboats. However, Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats for 1,500 passengers, despite space for 32 boats. Worse still, many lifeboats were launched half empty, and priority was given to first-class passengers. If the boats had been filled properly, hundreds of lives could have been saved. At 2:18 a.m., a short circuit shut down all lights. Moments later, Titanic broke into 2 pieces and disappeared into the freezing Atlantic Ocean. In just 2 hours and 40 minutes, more than 1,500 people lost their lives. The water temperature was -2 degrees Celsius, making survival nearly impossible. Most survivors were living in China. Captain Edward Smith remained on board until the end, trying to save others. This was the tragic end of the ship once called unsinkable.